So I'm here with Brendan from PointAdventures.
How you going, guys? Windy old day up here in Nilgin.
It's very windy, but finally made the time to come up here. And, I've been wanting to do this for quite a long time. And such a, I really do appreciate your time, Brendan, and see all the nice things behind us, getting me really in the mood to go and have a fish myself, but obviously definitely not today.
No, you might even be able to hear that wind blowing the shed to pieces.
It's it's quite windy. Brendan was lucky to get out. Was it Friday? Got out Friday. Go and check out that video. What I liked about the video, although there was no fish that came and played the game, and again, when the cameras roll, we do find that at times, but just to show those different techniques. And how is that new Berkeley lure? That's quite a game changer, I think, as well.
The slurp one, yeah, it's good for the shallow water stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like you're still getting enough casting distance. I haven't actually got that lure, but I might put that in the tackle kit as well. So it was good.
It's good. The slurp 120, as you said, isn't the best casting lure.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah.
It just replicates that potty mullet so well.
Yeah, I think that's it. Once you find those lures, keep them in your tackle tray, and you hang on to them. But look, with the local angle, what we do, we go out, we meet. Obviously, beg your pardon. Before we get any further, I just wanted to say a big congratulations. You actually hit over the 8,000 subscribers on your channel.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
That's I know you're very humble, and you just kept that very quiet. But I think that's an amazing achievement, and I think it's a credit, because no one understands the work that goes behind the scenes to get the content out regularly as well and consistently. So I think that's great. It's fantastic. Absolutely cracking. So these local angle episodes, we're going to go and meet, content creators, YouTubers, anyone on social. We want to sort of get there, go in a bit deeper and just to get to know a bit more of the background. And I just want to ask you a few questions, Brendan, if that's all right. I'm trying not to go too deep to start with, but when do you think your love of fishing, can you remember what sort of age were you when you said, you just knew you're gonna love fishing and that was your thing?
Look, young. 4 odd years old. We had a shack at Wedge Island. To grow up at Wedge Island with Dad, and Dad owning the boat yard as he does. We're always involved in the boat fishing.
Yes.
I can still remember the original rod that my granddad built me. It had a little Sigma reel on, which you don't see Sigma reels anymore.
Wow.
And we're actually out chasing one of my favourite fish, which was herring, and we got into it.
Yes.
I think anyone who doesn't chase herring, you've got to get out there and have a go, because whilst they're a smaller fish, they're just unreal. I mean, a lot of good memories come from herring.
Look, and I think with herring too, just quickly, you can save yourself a donut session, and again, I think it's a good platform when you're getting into fishing, whether you're a young child or even an older, aging, let's say a pensioner. It just opens up so many opportunities. For me personally, I'd rather go and catch a herring, or we call them edibles. We'll touch on that soon as well. I'd rather go and catch a herring than sit at home and not catch a fish. So I think that's fantastic. Look, I've got lots of questions to go through. What made you want to do YouTube?
Cool. Now that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I worked in tackle stores for a long time. I started out in the tackle shack in Malaga, Perth, Western Australia. Went to Blue Water Tackle Chains, and then where I finished up the time in the tackle industry, which was the fishing shop in Woodvale. But what I missed after I left the fishing shop was the ability to interact with clients or help educate people. And I think that's what our YouTube channel is about, is the fact that I'm providing education. And that's what I wanted, and why I wanted to start with YouTube, was so I could provide that education to help anglers actually develop, rather than sit there and wonder how someone's doing something. So it was all around the educational side of things for me.
Yeah, look, I think that's absolutely spot on. I think there's there's an absolute need out there throughout all niches, but we're talking about fishing today, where the people are craving it, that little bit of information just to help them find their way, to start their fishing journey. And I think your channel, among many, is one of those ones where you can go on, you cover boating, land-based droning, lure fishing, and I guess passing on that education, those little tips that have helped you along the way. It's very rewarding, and you do get the appreciation. I mean, it shows, channels over 8,000 subscribers. I mean, you're obviously doing a lot of things right to get where you are. It's really good. It's really good.
Hoping to.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Look, this is the one that I really want hopefully some young people watching my channel. I mean, I'm a lot older, but just one little bit of advice for any young aspiring YouTuber. What would you say to them before they even go and buy a camera? what was that one bit of advice you think you give to that individual?
Hard hitting question.
Yeah, I know.
What I would do before I go and buy a camera is understand the niche you want to target. So don't just go buy a camera and go straight out fishing and then decide after you've done this that you want to actually do this, because what it does is it actually upsets what we know as a YouTube algorithm.
Yes.
So you need to, I'd suggest you go and have a good think, a very clear understanding of exactly what audience you want to target, and then hit it hard. And I guess be prepared to be disappointed at the start, because a lot of us YouTubers, we don't get that million views like you might see on Youngbloods immediately, or like the Cabbies, the Briggsies, and the Brooksies.
Yep.
So just be prepared for a slow start, mentally prepare yourself, and then choose your niche, and then hit it hard with everything you got, and you're going to have a great time.
Look, absolutely. I think the biggest one that you touched on was mentally preparing yourself. And again, we're in a numbers game. We talk numbers all the time, off the camera. And I think when you are starting out, you probably need to have that attitude of not worrying about those numbers and putting, like you said, going in all in, putting all your time and energy into it. And if that's your passion, I think you will succeed. But yeah, numbers, you've got to just put that to the side. And so if you're doing the right things right, the numbers obviously will follow. So that's a great response.
I think if you're doing it because you want to earn money, my advice now is don't do it.
Look, this is a great one because it cracks me up. We both received some really choice private messages, through the journey, and I got one just recently. And yes, you want to make money, but you're not going to. Like, that's the reality, isn't it? I think that's a very big misconception out there.
Huge misconception. I mean, even with 1.5 million views on the channel now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I've probably made enough to buy chicken parmigiana down the local pub.
Yeah. Look, and said my main platform is Facebook, and I'm the same. If I can put fuel in the car maybe once a month, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Like you, it's more to give back to the overall community. Try to educate people where you can. Share your passion, and I think, like I said, the money side, it is a talking point, but you're just not going to make those millions of dollars. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So I think really got to prepare yourself for that as well. So look, Sam, we could talk all day. I've got a few more questions ready to go, and then I'll let Brendan get back into some tackle prep. I think he's itching to get out over the coming. I think the next week there's another break in the weather. Would you believe it's midweek again? So of course, midweek we've got a break. So now I'm not going to say this question. A lot of people ask the question, but I'm going to ask a slightly different approach. What's one of the most favourite fish you enjoy to target? Because you can't have a favourite, surely.
Spangled Emperor, shallow water.
Wow.
West side of Exmouth.
That's amazing. And how would you what's your way of targeting those fish?
Yeah, well, I suppose that's why it comes into my favourite.
Yeah.
Small stick baits, small soft plastics, super shallow, clear turquoise water. And how's that wind?
Well, the shed's built well because we haven't got blown away.
But yeah, so shallow water Spangled Emperor on small stick baits and whatnot, fishing about PE2 to PE3.
Yeah.
And it's purely just that ballistic hit and run that you get over super shallow water, and they look for every bommy they can. If I was to talk Metro,
Taylor. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing more exciting than chasing Taylor in refolds.
Absolutely.
On lures.
Yeah, look, I'm the same. Top water Taylor for me. As I'm getting older, just that visual strike, and then I'm dropping down to 10 pound now. Some might say that's still heavy, but for me, I'm fishing 10 pound braid, and I like to give the fish a fighting chance. So but yeah, look, that's Spangled Emperor. They look for that structure, and they're dirty. They just want to go straight into it.
They're brilliant.
Yeah,
and they're an impressive fish when they get big.
Yeah, yeah. A couple questions to go. If you could fish with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? Famous or not famous? Doesn't have to be just an individual.
I don't really have one individual, but one person I'd love to go fish would be the late and great Hal Harvey.
Oh, yes.
What a lot of people didn't know about Hal, I had the pleasure of working with Hal for a while, and whilst I don't know him like a lot of people did, that guy there was a complete genius when he picked up a rod.
Yeah.
He could. Oh, look, as I said, the stuff that I learned about health was amazing. Working with him, he was an amazing dry person.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I could go out and fish with anyone, it definitely would be hell for a day. Very, very closely followed by Tim Farnell.
Well,
from Red Mullet.
Look, I was going to say, I've been meaning, like, so time gets in the way, and Timmy would definitely be. Timmy, I hope you're watching this. He'd be in my top 5 to go and have a fish, whether it's chasing a Mulloway in the Swan, or whether you're going up the mid north coast, west coast, I should say, and hitting some larger tailor. I'd love to have a fish with Tim. Yeah.
Look, arguably the best land-based angler in Western Australia at the moment is Tim.
Oh, look, I challenge someone to give us a comment on that, because I think you're spot on there for sure.
That guy
absolutely
is just a wizard.
And he's a true gentleman. Like yourself, he's very humble, and again willing to give his time. Like he's the same. He's got kids. He's got he's working, and he's always I'll send him a message. He'll always reply. He's got a lot of time for Tim. So yeah, he's absolutely. I think we're coming to the end. I've got a few more. Have I got a few more questions? I think we'll leave it at that. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. As I said, please check out Brendan's channel on PointAdventures. As I said, it's not a small feat at all to hit over 8,000 subscribers. It's an absolute amazing achievement, and I'm hoping we can do more of this in the future. I just want to thank you again, Brendan, for letting me come up. Check out many of your amazing tackle behind us, and I look forward to your next video. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, well, it should be a good next video. I don't know when this one's going to release, but I've let Nolan in on a bit of a droning secret
yes,
that has worked amazing. I haven't seen
online
yet.
I've not seen that come up, and my lips are sealed with that video when that comes out. I reckon it's a game changer.
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean that's what we're trying to achieve, helping the guys that are getting into the fishing.
Yeah, for sure.
Know stuff that it's taken, like Nolan and myself. It's taken us. I'm 40 years of age. It's taken me 35 years to develop where I am now.
Exactly, time,
And I'd love someone who's just in it to know what I know already.
100%. 100%. No, I look forward to it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, tight lines, be kind, and keep fishing.
Thanks for having us. See you later.
See ya. Cheers.